These days, no self-respecting hobbyist can get by without a 3D printer. Heck, your grandma has one. The obnoxious kid across the street has one. Even Uncle Bob got in on the action. I'm late to the 3D printing game and decided it was time to invest. I knew I would need something to help supplement my growing collection of plastic model kits. Enter the QIDI Plus4 FDM printer. I'll admit, I didn't do very much research. The recent onslaught of free review printers sent to YouTubers from QIDI Tech sorta hooked me. And for the price and features, it seemed like a solid 3D printer for a beginner like me. From unboxing to setup, the experience was fairly straightforward with clear instructions along the way. What attracted me to the QIDI Plus4 is its somewhat larger print area. I'll forego the metric jibber-jabber and stick to imperial for now. The printable area is roughly 12 inches wide by 12 inches deep by 11 inches high. I also chose QIDI Plus4 because it was an enclosed printer with a camera to monitor the prints. It offers time-lapse recordings, includes an upgraded hardened nozzle, and the printable temperatures are hot enough that I can use more rigid filaments for model projects I'm hoping to get to in the future. Getting right into it, I prepare to make my first test print using the sample filament that QIDI tossed in with the accessories box. But before I print anything, I noticed there is a firmware update available, so I let that install. With that out of the way, I check out the provided print samples already built in. This claw-looking thing should do just fine. This message pops up whenever you print with PLA filament. I respect a good warning message and remove the glass lid, allowing the cold basement air to blast the print plate. As the machine winds up to print my very first 3D print ever, I observe all the weird behaviors like the filament loading, nozzle cleaning, and its happy dance, or bed leveling, whichever you prefer. Monitoring the printer from the QIDI Studio app, I can see everything that's going on. I can see the printer has a handle on things, and there's nothing left for me to do but wait. I'll just let the machine do its thing and go take care of some other things while it prints my super sweet sample. I come back later to check on the print, and I see it's printing invisible filament. I was hoping there was a way to print clear pieces such as windshields and cockpit enclosures, but boy, was I in luck. Oh wait, this is not normal. I stop the print, and after the plate cools, I pop off the pieces and give them a quick inspection. The overall quality is just so-so, with some inconsistent layer lines, but despite this failure, I feel optimistic. I give it another shot and load a new roll of obscenely overpriced filament purchased with the printer directly from QIDI. Again, I queue up the clamby looking thing and set it to print once more. This time, it actually finished. However, I'm having some trouble getting past the extremely low quality time-lapse footage of this supposed 1080p camera. We'll look into that shortly. My first official 3D printed doohickey mabob came out perfect, except it basically started to fall apart in my hands as I was looking at it. Just as a casual observer, it looked like the seam was too weak for a measly human touch. I wonder if anyone else has tried printing this and had the same result. Besides that, the articulation wasn't bonded and moved freely. Plus, the print quality looks pretty good. Well, that was super easy. Now that I've determined that I'm an expert at 3D printing, I want to dive right in and print my first model. At any given day of the week, I would likely choose 100 different things, but at this moment, I really wanted to print Paul the alien. I collected a few STL files from various sources and found GameBody to be pretty great for movie and TV show themed models. After getting the model downloaded and into QIDI Studio, I select the default settings and send it to the printer. What can go wrong? Apparently, everything. Instead of having the dismembered appendages of an alien to assemble, I inadvertently printed one of Slayer's guitar solos. Print after print kept failing, and I was believing this whole 3D printing endeavor was a horrible mistake. Biting the bullet, I looked at the online cesspool to see what kinds of problems other people are having. I thought perhaps humidity was causing the problem, so I ordered QIDI's Filament dryer box, which in fact is neither a dryer or a box. It's a round plastic Tupperware container with a compartment to tuck away a large bag of desiccant. I was a little peeved about this purchase since actual, legit dryer boxes by leading 3D printer manufacturers cost as much as, or even less than, the QIDI dryer box. After that proved to be pointless, I reached out to QIDI tech support to see what might be happening here. And while I was at it, I figured I would ask about the camera quality since it was nothing close to 1080p like the marketing material claimed. After examining the screen caps inside the time-lapse, I discovered the video being captured was only 480p. I sent my concerns to them via email and put all my printing activity on hold. Failed prints make a horrible mess inside the printer, so I can at least get all that cleaned up. After a couple days, QIDI got back to me with a few things to try. Long story short, it's the customer's responsibility to manually edit the printer configuration to enable the 1080p. However, it's actually only 720p, so there's a bit of a deception in their advertising. Additionally, I was told to use the supplied glue stick to prevent the failures. That didn't sit well with me, so after some online research, I discovered cleaning the build plate with isopropyl alcohol was a good start. But then I came across this nanopolymer. I bought it off Amazon for around 20 bucks. Here, I apply a thin coat of Vision Miner's nanopolymer adhesive to the QIDI build plate. It's basically a bed adhesive that gives your prints a little extra grip, or so they say. As you can see, it dries fast, so you have to work fast. In combination with dialed-in slicer settings and proper print plate adhesion, prints are starting to come out great. Having spent weeks researching all things 3D printing, I've discovered the hard way that this hobby is not for the faint of heart. Having a strong technical background and ability to troubleshoot and think outside the box is absolutely mandatory. Additional improvements to my 3D printing game are happening all the time, like trying to stabilize the printer from vibrations by installing cinder blocks on my basement floor instead of using a wire cart. Adding more printers to my hobby, such as the Anycubic S1 combo. I bought it thinking I would do multicolor prints, but that is not realistic or sustainable. Instead, I've found great success in using the 4-roll changer to simply auto-load the same color when one runs out. I have 3 of these combos running now. During 2025, I added the Anycubic Cobra 2 Max, a large format bed slinger. I used it for about a year before giving up the fight with cold basement air and several days-long print projects that rarely finished without problems. In May of 2026, it was retired and replaced with the QIDI Max 4. Unfortunately, the QIDI Max 4 was not reliable, and after only 3 weeks of use, became a large, expensive doorstop. Also added in 2025 was the Anycubic Cobra 3 V2 combo. It's my go-to for small parts such as pegs and prototype items. Finally, as far as FDM printers go, there is the Elegoo Neptune 3 Pro. With a 0.2mm nozzle, this printer is dedicated to only small, high-resolution pieces. All in all, I now have 7 FDM printers as of July 2026. However, recently added is my first resin printer that is kept in the garage, the Anycubic Photon P1. I was running into problems printing high-quality, high-resolution detail on any of the FDM printers in my print farm, and rightly so. Out of desperation, I bought this Photon P1 because I was demanding more from 3D printing than FDM is physically capable of. So far, the finished resin prints are staggeringly better and faster. This piece was printed on the Anycubic S1 combo with an installed 0.2mm brass nozzle. Printing it at 0.04mm layer height took 7 days to complete. The resin equivalent took less than 8 hours at 0.03mm layer height. I'm not trying to review any printer in particular. I basically am just sharing my experience as it evolved over the course of a year. Closer to 18 months actually. FDM printing is extremely slow for even the modest amount of detail. I'd rather not wait 50 years to complete a 3D printed model project. You know what I mean? As of now, I think I'm getting close to creating cool things I can be proud to display in my man cave. I was eventually able to finish the Paul model. After over 7 attempts, he was completed, painted, and displayed. I'll be posting videos from time to time when I work on a project I feel is worthy of the time. So keep your eyes peeled if you want to see the silly things I waste my free time on. Thanks for watching.